Happy Thursday. Sports of the program is powered by NCA National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Happy birthday, Andrew.
We got
Guess
some
what we got
bracelets for you.
We got you prison. Oh, my Lord. This is the first time ever. He's like, why am I the only one who's getting in trouble? Tell me why I'm the only one who is getting in trouble. Les Wexner. What about all the other people? And it's only me.
Well, now, Les Wexner said he's never cheated on his wife.
No, he hasn't. And by that, he means I've cheated on my wife. He had his fingers crossed, he told me.
Here's the thing about this Prince Andrew thing. Well, Andrew.
Lord, no, he's not even a lord anymore.
People who are not going to go past the headlines are going to think, oh, yeah, well, they finally got him on the sex charges.
No.
Not yet.
No. They got him on being he basically took trade secrets when he was the envoy for a decade.
Yeah.
And he would give them to Epstein, and then Epstein would do whatever he did with them.
There you go. There you go, Jeff. Look what we're working on.
Look at that. Wow. Goodness me. They arrested him on his birthday. Oh, this is very uncomfortable. And his poor little, his brother doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He wants it gone.
Yeah, it does.
He wants it. This morning, I was watching some ABC News coverage of this, and they were talking to they've got all these royal family experts. And this one fellow they talked to said, this could be the end of the monarchy.
It could be. It is. I mean, I was talking to my buddies today over there because I've done some stuff back and forth with a couple of radio places in Britain, and they're asking, why is there zero accountability for anything? I mean, you guys got money laundering. There's all this stuff besides just what's going on with the kids and the horror stuff there. Why is there none? And I said, Kash Patel, obviously. But, and Dan Bongino, they got together yesterday, did a podcast. That was awful. It was pretty. I'm like, watching people make fun of it for an hour was hilarious. But this has put them in a position that they have never been in. They're going places, and people are shouting horrific things at all of them royals. All of them. And this is the reason they won't go away. It's like Disneyland, right? You go to Disneyland, you want to see the damn castle. You want to know Mickey's in the house. If you went to Disneyland and they got rid of Mickey,
yeah,
they're not going to do that, right? They're not. But that being said, this is one thing it shows. So, because I lived there for a decent amount of years, the royals and stuff. It's very nice, very Englishy. So there's three. There's Prince Charles, who's now king. So King Charles, there was Prince Andrew, and there's Prince Edward, which nobody cares about. Prince Edward's actually married my buddy. She looked like Diana. She worked for our radio station when I was out there, Talk Radio UK, as our publicist. And so when you're the firstborn, there are certain responsibilities. Queen Elizabeth at the time, she was younger. Prince Charles was raised by nannies, and he was groomed to be the king. Prince Andrew was her baby boy. And so she kind of spoiled him. She spent $16 million paying off a bunch of people that were in some of these lists and whatnot. She went a long way, and there's no cover there now because Charles doesn't like him. They never got along. So they haven't, because it's just like with William and Harry. They never got along. Why is that? Because Prince William has a job. The job is you're going to be the next king. So there are things you have to do. Harry can go run around and get in trouble and, marry the nut. But you have duties. And so this is a serious issue. They've got some serious problems over there. And here's the other thing, guys. They have not closed the door on, they said this might lead us to more investigations about some of the things that he did with underage girls. And what happens there? It opens up a potential Pandora's box of other people. Because at some point you figure, I'm not going down by myself. No. No. No.
Nay.
Oh, goodness me. God, think about that. Think about those two girls, though, right? Their daughter, Beatrice and Eugenie, the princesses, because they got to keep their titles. They want nothing to do with their mom. And now their dad is, well, he's already a pariah. So it's I feel bad for them, but no, this will dampen the look at some of the monarchy. But the reality is, like I said, you go there. I remember because I lived in London for a long time, and I used to love to watch the tourists come, and it's always neat, even, no matter who it is, to go watch. When they would do the changing of the guard and whatnot, we'd be cruising by, like, check it out, they're doing it. But it's way cooler when the flag's up and okay, the Queen's there, the royals there.
Ah, yeah.
It's like I said, you took Mickey Mouse out of Disneyland, and you took away the castle. Nobody's going to see that. There's castles all over Europe from other royals. Guess what? Nobody goes to see those. Nobody does. You don't, It's like if the Vatican was just a library and they got rid of the Pope and everything. Yeah, it's just whatever it is. There's a certain sense to it. So, but he's a clown, man. This guy, though, is going down by himself. Bye. Bye.
He is all by himself.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Dow's at 50,000. That should be it.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's
went
crashing
down
today because we're getting ready to attack Iran or whatever.
Sending the world's largest aircraft carrier over there.
We have more firepower there than we had during the Iraq War. I want you guys to soak that up. You don't, remember the movie Braveheart? When he goes off to ride because they're trying to set terms and they go, Mel, where are you going? And he goes, I'm going to pick a fight. And they're like, we didn't get dressed up for nothing. It's kind of that. You don't bring all that stuff somewhere not to do something. And we're going to, but every time I feel like we get a little closer to something out of the Epstein stuff, it's like Iran's like, oh, we're going to pay for this. We're going to pay for this one. So, but yeah, the Dow is not at 1,500. You were so correct on that. I am sorry about that. It has fallen today. It's at 49,250-ish.
The Dow is at 49,250-ish.
What does that mean?
Means we're going to hell in a handbasket.
It's all happening,
it's
kids.
Not at 50. Life is not worth living.
No. It's not been a great start to the year for the Dow. So, but that's the last time anything happened to a royal was Charles I. They beheaded him. That was it. That was the last time that anything happened to an actual royal member was that. And that was like 1629 or something. It's been a ways. And he may face jail. I mean, jail's going to be in one of the houses, in the back garden. He's going to end up living. He and Fergie are going to end up couch surfing on, like the place where the guy who runs the tack stable, the tack room, where he normally sleeps. They're going to end up sleeping in there. And he's going to have one of those things where he can't go anywhere. So you can't leave here because you're stupid.
But he'll have every comfort available.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, the Dow. Sorry, guys. I thought the Dow was at 50,000. Yeah, yes, they did. The monarchy, they did behead their wives. That wasn't a beheading. That was a divorce. So.
An extreme divorce.
It was very extreme. It was very extreme. Somebody just said, I thought we set Iran's nuclear program back for decades. Maybe we didn't. Here's what I've heard in the last several days. They've got missiles. So what? You guys didn't care in December or whenever we did last time? Yeah, but now they got missiles again. Okay. But the nuclear program. But no, with regime change. Well, which is it? Which ones are any of these working for you? Oh. Meanwhile, we were all laughing this morning about NES because we figure they're spending $200,000 to bring in crisis management team.
Did they fire Teresa Applin?
No. They just spent more money to bring other people in to tell everybody how horrible they did.
Oh.
She should come out and go, this was a test to see if you guys were resilient.
Yeah, from what I saw from some local business news media outlets, They've hired it looks like three different firms to handle three different aspects of the crisis.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any. I didn't see any money.
I saw one I think it was like $30,000 for like 3 months, and then there was one that was a 6 months contract for $100,000, and then they didn't say what the other one was, but I can assume it's probably between 50 or so. And I'm not quite sure what areas they're attacking. I'm sure one's for social media, one's for the regular old media, and one is probably to teach their people how to go in front of a camera and not be an idiot.
I could have done that for $5,000.
That's what I told. I said that this morning. I said, guys, we could have done this way cheaper than that.
For $5,000.
Hey, I'm easy and cheap.
So Bell just looks at what Billy has. I'll do it for $243.17.
That's not far from the truth.
Oh, but you get Crisis Act. You get the crisis. They should have brought Crisis Act. You get the crisis team here while the crisis is going on. The crisis is over now. You're trying to mop up something that you've already got a team in place when they appointed this sham thing that they've appointed.
The horse is out of the barn, and now they're closing the door.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so Axios here, the story that Axios has on it that does have money totals. Like the contract with the Stones River Group, led by former Governor Bill Haslam's chief of staff, Mark Cate, as a consultant. That's for $110,000. It's for 4 months. And they're going to help with lobbying metro government.
Lobbying what?
No, actually, Hall Strategies is the one that they hired to help lobby metro government. That's what we don't know.
Is this why everybody's bill is going up, so they got to pay for this crap?
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you messed up and it cost me money. That's weird.
That's government.
So, yeah, they're all going to lobby something different.
The big one is for this outfit by the name of Fins.
Yes.
That's like $10 million.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Finn Partners, one of the city's largest public relations firm, according to Axios. 3-year contract has a max value of $10 million. So far, Finn has billed more than $4.5 million. $10 million, and they've billed more than $4.5 million. And this firm apparently provided winter storm-related communication support for free, according to NES.
Well, $4 million isn't free.
I was getting ready to say.
Am I unaware of how free works?
Well, you're not using government math.
Okay. I was like, am I doing free wrong?
So, so we got this new commission. Mayor Freddie O'Connell's commission is together, and they have until August to come up with a bunch of recommendations to put on the mayor's desk. Meanwhile, we've got this resolution that they deferred the other night that calls for the removal of that the board remove Teresa Broyles-Applin, but they deferred that until next month. How much you want to bet it gets deferred next month?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You think about, like I said, why do you need a crisis team when you already you've got a board and a bunch of people that are put in place? And as you said earlier, the granola folk, they're not getting rid of her. They're not. They're not. So what are we doing? You know why? Because you had extra money to spend, and it looks like you're doing some, and you might as well notice. I bet you everybody is tied to somebody on a board, somebody they know, former chief of staff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, they got that lobbying group in place, and that should help prevent the next ice storm.
Yeah. Did they get Storm from X-Men? That would have helped.
Couldn't have hurt.
Couldn't hurt. She's pretty cool. She's kind of hot.
The lobby is probably going to try to push back against whatever state lawmakers try to do. Because state lawmakers, we know for sure, they're going to try to get more they're going to try to get some of these outlying counties some representation on the NES board. And I don't know if Nashville's going to go for that. Nashville doesn't want the state, and Nashville, they don't seem to like each other very much.
No.
And I'm sure that the leadership in Nashville is going to push back on any type of state action, kind of like they did with the airport authority.
Yeah.
Which is tied up in the courts
because
right now.
they see this as a blue enclave and they're doing their own thing. And because of that, the state wants to come in here and say, and so you're going to get that pushback because it's red versus blue in that sense. And you see that in a lot of places, the red versus blue. And also you see that in places where you don't want people snooping around. Mm-hmm. God, $10 million. What exactly are they doing again?
Let's see.
They provided I don't know if you guys are aware of this. The communication wasn't very good.
Yeah. Finn, according to Axios' story on this, Finn's 3-year contract has a max value of $10 million. So far, Finn has billed $4.7 million, according to NES. The firm, according to NES, has provided winter storm-related communications support for free, whatever that is. And
That's about $10 million.
Similarly, the firm BHA, owned by Blake Harris, who previously worked as chief of staff for Governor Bill Lee, gave pro bono crisis communication support during the back half of the storm response. So apparently these firms were involved in one way or another while all this was playing out, according to this story by Axios.
It's what a joke. What an absolute.
She's incompetent. She's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. She
Teresa,
does.
Resign, please.
She does. You know what she should come to? You know what she should do next time she's at a hearing? She should go, the Dow is at 48,000. Because it might not be at 50 at that
50K or death.
There you go. Oh, what a day. A lot of stuff to get to today. Lord Mountain Bottom, or whatever his name is. Windsor. Mountbatten. Windsor. We call him Andy.
Is it Mountbatten?
Yes, he's going to be Mountbonneted, I'm sure, in prison. Oh, jeez. Talk a bit about that. Iran, what's going on there? Also, the TVA trying to claim, hey, I told everybody, you guys, the Gregory family 2 years ago, that they could come. We drove by really fast, said, you guys should come to the meeting. We want your farm. So we'll talk a bit about that. U2's got a new song out.
Are they giving it away for free?
Oh, yeah. I've got a piece. There's 6 of them. I've reviewed them all, but one is getting a lot of talking, and we're going to play that next. And the Olympics, baby. United States yesterday. What?
USA!
Overtime.
USA!
Quinn Hughes. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 98.7. So that is a song about Renee Good, who was killed in Minneapolis. They also go after Pooter, Netanyahu, and more. The songs are kind of... But the last song that they have in it with Ed Sheeran, who I guess helped with it, is really, I think it's called Truly Good, is actually a pretty good song. But yeah, that one was like, ooh, Renee Good got shot. And you're like, what? What are you doing, Bono?
They're trying. That's what they're doing.
They are. Like,
Go back to saving Africa.
Yeah, we'd like to be relevant again.
We gotta come up with something clever, and it's got to rhyme. Good hood.
Yeah, there you go. Minneapolis, Finneapolis. Does that rhyme? Is that working for you? So, yeah, American Obituary, kids. There you guys go. Yeah, but it is, all their songs are number one now in all the streaming.
Really?
So, yeah, because I guess it worked.
Yeah, it's you too.
Knocked off Bad Bunny. And for those of you out there like, oh, they're horrible. This is how they started. You know, they
were very political.
And they were super political because growing up, obviously, Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the whole thing.
And they're Irish.
Yeah, and they're Irish. Absolutely. So they were very political, like, you know, Bloody Sunday, Sunday Bloody, and, you know, all those things. Very, very political group. But, yeah, this one.
Yeah, they're not just bandwagoners.
No. They've been that way. They were big with South Africa and Mandela back in the day and apartheid. So, yeah, they've done this before. But this just didn't sound good. But the last one, I think it's called Truly Good, is actually a decent song. A very decent song. But the rest of it just seems kind of, hey.
They'll never top Unforgettable Fire.
No.
That's my favorite U2
album. Yeah. I remember how big Joshua Tree was? Like
yeah,
how
that was big, too.
They were probably the biggest band in the world for about 18 months. There was nobody bigger.
Without a doubt.
Well, you couldn't turn the radio on without hearing them.
Mm-mm.
Constantly.
Yeah,
I think country music stations were even playing.
There are a few bands where you're like, you could go, they were the biggest. Like in the 80s, I remember for a while, Tears for Fears for probably a year was the biggest band in the world.
Yep.
They shout. Now I bet we could probably get Kurt.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great album.
Great song. Great. Just they were awesome. Kurt and Roland.
Their new one, the one they put out a couple of years ago, is really good too.
Yeah. So they're interesting because they look exactly the same.
They do.
They do. They look like they're just a little bit older. Probably because they're vampires. Coming up, the TVA wants to take what? Yeah, this Gregory thing is crazy. This farm that's been there since like 1789 in the family.
Goodness.
Like, don't worry, we'll put some stuff up because the AI.
Well, they shouldn't have put it on land that the government needs.
Yeah, they should have saw forward 1789. They should have. When they were writing it down, when they were putting the mark, right, with the feather and the pen, they should have said, oh, one day they'll have AI.
They should have known.
They should have, but they didn't. Fish is not a better band.
Fish
is awful. Awful. Just the worst band. You guys are just jamming. That's all you're doing. Jamming. That's it. So talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. Is Ken in there? I can't see because the lights are so bright in here.
I'm here, Brother Chad.
So I want to go over this Bulso thing again. So Tennessee gets a special dispensation to ignore the 14th Amendment of the Constitution?
Well, the bill says same-sex marriages do not have to be recognized in the state of Tennessee by private citizens and organizations.
Oh.
That the 14th Amendment and the Supreme Court's decision in Obergefell and Hodges applies only to the state, but not private citizens or organizations.
Okay. Do we need this bill?
I don't know.
Isn't it a gateway drug?
It is. Well, it always is. It is. Well, you know what? Weed's also a gateway to gay.
It says that it prohibits the Board of Professional Responsibility, which is a state board, from disciplining or sanctioning an attorney for declining to officiate a marriage between two persons of the same sex.
Why would you want an attorney to do that?
Yeah, I don't know why why the term attorney is in the language.
That seems. Well, he's an attorney. Did somebody ask him to do it and he got all weirded out? And so he's like, I'm going to do a bill for this for sure.
I'm not sure.
So it's okay. Very interesting. I mean, I don't, and it passed. So
it passed the House. Now it's got to go through the Senate.
So, and it's just individuals, right?
Yeah, it says private individuals and organizations.
Okay, so like if you were gay, you can't be in the Elks Club if they don't want you.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which I mean, can't they already do that?
I have no idea. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I mean, I feel like it's such a, you're concerned a lot about the gay and the gays and this, that, and the other, and the push, especially from Bosa, and he wants the Bible and teach this and the 10 Commandments and all, and I'm just like, I feel like, man, performative and trying hard, but so at the state level, they can't ignore you.
They cannot ignore you.
Okay, but if you don't want to bake them a cake, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're going back to that whenever all that was going on, if you're a private citizen and you happen to make wedding cakes, I guess this says that, you can refuse to make a cake for a same-sex wedding, and apparently the state, nobody in the state government can do anything about it.
Okay, interesting. Again, it's just, I find some of these things, I feel like, I feel like potholes would be a good thing. Like the state and then the cities and the communities and the counties and the villages, and everybody should get together who has anything to do with fixing potholes. Do one thing and then we'll go from there. How happy would we all be if they just fixed the potholes? How nice would that be?
Well, that's not going to get you on the news.
Call them gay potholes. I don't care.
That's a good idea.
There you go. Hey, this one was gay. This one's an illegal pothole. We arrested him and then filled him up. I just feel like, how about the potholes? I twist my ankle once a week walking here. I shouldn't have to do that. Potholes are everywhere. I'm just, oh, God, the potholes. Oh, Lord. You too should have written a Charlie Kirk song.
I don't think that's quite their wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that's it either. So I'm thinking that's, I think that is not you're right, the wheelhouse there. I don't think that's it. Yeah, so somebody said like a baker, gay wedding cake, stuff like that. I guess you're able to, as long as it's not a state-run facility, you're able to say, no, I don't want to do that.
Right. And if you say you don't want to do that, you can't have any state board all of a sudden come down on you. Not that any state board would come down on you for doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think that would happen here? I'm thinking no. But, well, let's see what the Senate does with it. Let's see what happens from there. Because a lot of times people, they pass it in theory, and then in theory it never goes anywhere.
It's just a completely unnecessary bill, though. Mm-hmm. It's like stirring the pot just for publicity.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're talking about it. It's like, this is... Yeah. It's like earlier today when we were talking about the teacher doesn't want to read the kids the book with two dads. Okay. I mean, it's first grade. First of all, why can't you just read a book that has nothing to do with anything? This is a robot. He's your friend. I mean, everything doesn't have to be super political. How about stuff that gets done?
I want to know why it says attorneys are protected from officiating same-sex weddings. Why does the language just not say people?
I don't. Well,
because anybody can get ordained and perform a ceremony.
I did one of those things where I wrote in, and I'm like, part of the Unitarian Church or whatever it is. So you can
what did you do? Just go online, and how long did it take you?
Oh, like 20 minutes.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah, but I'm not an attorney. But I do play one at your wedding. So it had to be because somebody asked Benson to marry him, and they got weirded out. It's about the lawsuits. Yeah. I mean, I believe that the person officiating the wedding has to sign your marriage license for it to be legal.
So maybe I...
But you don't have to be an attorney for that, because if you get married at church, they're not an attorney.
Right.
What kind of church do you go to? The Church of Law.
I guess... Yeah, I don't know.
That's why you read the fine print, people. That's why we read the fine print. So if you're thinking a private person, apparently you had to be a private attorney for that. So interesting. I don't know.
I guess it says, so I did a run on the story from News Channel 5 on it, put it into our co-pilot here, and it says that attorneys are singled out because many officiants in Tennessee are lawyers. So I guess, maybe there's a lot of lawyers out there who can marry people, and I guess there's so many of them, they wanted to protect them. Or Gino wanted to make sure they're protected.
Yeah, okay.
I guess.
But that seems very specific to lawyers alone, because it leaves out everybody else.
Yeah, it says attorneys are called out separately because the state does have a professional discipline system for them. So that would protect any attorney out there. It protects people, but also, I guess, attorneys too, from any state board coming in to discipline an attorney. Since there are so many attorneys that in Tennessee that can officiate these weddings.
Oh, probably because they could be disbarred or something like that. A different kind of thing where, like, if you get sued in court because you don't make somebody a cake, you're not facing you're facing a lawsuit, you're facing a trial, but you're not facing a board that would say you're no longer allowed to practice baking.
Right.
So there you go. Maybe we figured it out, kids. There you go.
Maybe we have figured it out, boys.
Yes. Next thing up, Bible math. Chad. I'm just saying. Lot of good stuff we're still going to get to. Several of you chiming in about U2's song. Yeah, U2 was they were very activist back in the day.
They always have been.
Oh, like that's always been their thing. Like they led the charge even when they started getting big. With everybody else, they jumped on. We're never going to go to Sun City, which was the apartheid back in the day. You know who went there? Queen. Queen did that.
Sun City?
Yep. They went and played Sun City when nobody else would. And they said, well, but you know what? Everybody should be able to hear our music.
And this was right around the time they had that super group that did I'm Not Going to Play Sun City or something like that.
Yeah. It was Stevie Ray. No, there was the little guy from
Stevie Van Zandt.
Yeah.
Little fella.
He was in
Sopranos.
Yeah. Wasn't he also part of Bruce Springsteen's crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's his guitarist forever.
Yeah. So, but that was I'm Not Going to Play Sun City. So weird back then. Who was it? What was the name of them? The Specials. They did Free Nelson Mandela. Free.
Well, that's the only reason he got out.
That was it, because of the song. Oh, right there from the Specials. So
The Specials.
A lot of interesting stuff. I've got some hilarious audio from the Olympics from an Australian presenter. She had herself a day. Let's just say that. She had herself a day. And the winning goal yesterday was awesome. Woo! USA.
That
was
a tight game, man.
Tight game, OT.
And it was chippy.
It was
chippy.
Because you know what? Nowadays, everybody's in the NHL. So before the Euros weren't in the NHL, they didn't fight. They didn't push back. Like they would just stand there. Now they've all spent, from the time they're 16 or 18 here, they're all ready to throw down. So it was chippy. It was fun. It's fun for sure. And the women are playing today. So we'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. The Olympics are going on. We won in overtime. Quinn Hughes last night. Wrister and a good one up in the corner. So we play, I think, Latvia. And then the Canadians play Finland. That's going to be a good game. Finns are good. I think they're defending champs. They've got the gold medal. The goal is obviously, I think for big viewership around the globe, it's obviously Canada versus U.S., which is going on right now with the women gold medal game. Tied after 1-0-0. We beat them 5-0 early on, but the Canadians came out to play.
What channel are you watching that on?
I've got that on. Let me tell you here, brother. That's USA.
USA.
Yeah.
USA. All right, I got to find that.
Yeah, so her name is Danica. She's an Aussie reporter. Good eye. She had a few. She had pops, a couple
Beverages?
pops. She's at the Olympics. She had a few pops. She didn't eat.
Oh, no.
They turned her loose on the TV.
Like, literally, the price of coffee over here is actually fine. It's more the price of coffee in the US that we are going to have to get used to. I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one? But anyway, the fact that we've got so many athletes who are willing to compete as well after her as well. She is just one of those athletes that you keep in their mind and you just look at them and go, what an inspiration.
No, I agree.
Yeah, she has a long road ahead.
They're trying not to
I
laugh.
agree with you completely, Danica.
What is she talking about?
She's magic.
She's nuts. She's like, yeah, the coffee in America. Do you guys see the iguanas just falling on the ground? That's crazy. They brought her back the next day. She wanted to apologize. This is what I love about Australia. What, are they going to fire her? No. Like here, you have to go to therapy forever.
I just want to take a moment, if that's okay, just to apologise. Look, I totally misjudged a situation. I shouldn't have had a drink, and especially in these conditions, it's cold, we've got altitude, and not having had dinner probably didn't help as well. But I want to take full responsibility. It's not the standard that I set for myself.
Is it? I'm sorry.
It's not now.
I thought it was great because they're laughing too. They're trying not to laugh, but they're told, yeah, we get it. They're like, who? Nobody there said, hey, Danica, maybe let's not do this one.
That doesn't sound like a drink.
Yeah. Well, she said they're at altitude and she had eaten all day and then she had a drink. And by drink, I have a feeling it was either very, very big or it was many.
I lived in Denver, and that's at altitude, and there were times where I maybe skipped lunch or dinner, and I never sounded like that.
No. I mean,
Maybe she had a couple of pops.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was having fun. I just don't know. How do you go from coffee's expensive here, but we need to worry about coffee in America? What about the iguanas? And then they didn't even know what she was talking about when she was talking about the athletes. They have no idea. She was just like, oh, that girl's great, too. I don't even know who she is.
She was all over the place, man.
I love that. We need more of that. I'd love to see, how they did drunk history? I would love to see drunk sports announcing. How funny would that be?
Harry Carey was the best.
He was the best.
Was he drinking on there?
Oh, yes.
When was he not drinking? I'm a Cub fan and a Bud man. He was Cubs win.
Yeah, I remember the guy that used to do. I worked for a radio station that carried St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and the guy who did those games, man, by about the 5th or 6th inning, you could definitely tell.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
you
he'd
could
been
tell.
slapping some buds down.
And if you went to spring training, it was crazy because how many people would show up just to see Harry. But by about the 6th or 7th inning, they'd have to hold him in so he didn't fall over everything. But he was fun, right? Hey, everybody. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Chip Benson, Sip It 99.7.